When we think of Shakespeare's King Lear, we often remember its pain: a father betrayed by his daughters, a loyal son hunted by his own father, and a kingdom falling apart. But behind all this suffering, Shakespeare asks one big question: can pain make us wiser? Can suffering lead to understanding or even redemption? In this video, we'll explore how King Lear uses suffering not just as tragedy, but as a journey that takes proud and blind characters toward truth, humility, and wisdom. At the start of the play, King Lear is proud, powerful, and confident. He wants to retire, but he also wants to be praised. So, he asks his 3 daughters to say how much they love him. Goneril and Regan flatter him with sweet lies, while Cordelia, the youngest, speaks simple truth: "I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less." But Lear cannot bear honesty. In his anger, he disowns Cordelia and gives his kingdom to the other 2. This decision begins his long path of suffering. Soon, Goneril and Regan turn cruel, stripping away his soldiers, his dignity, and finally, his sanity. Lear, once a proud king, becomes a helpless old man wandering in a storm. When Lear faces the storm, it is more than bad weather. It is a symbol of the chaos inside his heart. The thunder and lightning reflect his pain and confusion. But slowly, his suffering begins to teach him. In the cold rain, Lear starts to understand what it means to be powerless. He cries out, "Oh, I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp, expose thyself to feel what wretches feel." Here, Lear realizes he has ignored the poor and the weak while he was king. His pain gives him empathy and understanding. Through suffering, Lear becomes more human. His pride breaks and his heart opens. Gloucester's journey is very similar to Lear's. At first, he is blind to truth. He believes his wicked son Edmund and rejects his honest son Jhadkar. But when Gloucester is captured, he is brutally blinded by Cornwall. In one of the play's most shocking scenes, his eyes are gouged out. Ironically, after losing his physical sight, Gloucester begins to see more clearly than ever before. He finally understands who truly loved him. He says, "I stumbled when I saw." Shakespeare shows us that real sight does not come from the eyes, but from the heart. Like Lear, Gloucester gains wisdom through deep pain. Both Lear and Gloucester learn important truths, but their lessons come too late. When Lear finally finds Cordelia again, he has changed completely. The proud king is now a humble father. He kneels before her and says, "Pray you now, forget and forgive. I am old and foolish." It's a beautiful moment of forgiveness and peace, but tragedy soon strikes. Cordelia is killed in prison, and Lear's heart breaks beyond repair. In his final moments, Lear holds Cordelia's body in his arms, crying, "Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath at all?" He finally understands love, but the understanding comes with unbearable pain. So, what does all this suffering mean? In King Lear, suffering is not just punishment. It is a process of learning and cleansing. Through their pain, Lear and Gloucester see the truth about themselves and others. They learn humility, compassion, and love. Shakespeare seems to tell us that humans often learn only when they lose, that wisdom comes when pride and power are stripped away. Yet, the play does not promise comfort. Suffering brings knowledge, but not happiness. Lear and Gloucester gain wisdom, but they cannot escape tragedy. Even so, their pain has meaning. Both men find spiritual peace before dying. Lear dies a better man, not a king on a throne, but a father who has learned to love truly. Gloucester dies forgiven and at peace with his son. Their bodies may fall, but their souls seem purified. In that sense, suffering brings redemption, not in this world, but in the soul. In King Lear, Shakespeare shows us that suffering is both cruel and sacred. It breaks people, but it also opens their eyes. Lear's madness, Gloucester's blindness, and Cordelia's death all remind us that wisdom has a cost. Through suffering, they see truth. Through pain, they find grace. And that is the tragic beauty of King Lear. From darkness comes understanding, and from sorrow comes a glimpse of the divine.